Hello and welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Liberty with the older brother Kelton. Um, it's towards the end of the year. Usually, I last year I did a couple of videos on the woke around Christmas time, Merry Christmas, Santa baby songs, Baby It's Cold Outside, things like that. Um, didn't do much this year because it's been kind of busy. Changing jobs, things like that, getting used to a new job, and a lot of things happening. But this is the end of the year, a few days before New Year's, and I want to talk about the woke again. And the one thing that I'm ashamed that I didn't think of before, being an Irish descendant, is the Irish fought dirty. The Irish was the type of people who would bring a tank to a knife fight. All right, and us patriots need to start getting that way. What do you mean? Start acting like the woke. Start acting like the Karens, as they call them, or the whatever else they use. Um, the woke people, if you say Merry Christmas, oh, I'm offended. I'm going to sue you now because I'm offended. Well, guess what? I'm countersuing because I'm offended that I'm offended because you're offended at what I said. Let's start hitting them in the money. Start suing them for everything they're worth. Yes, there's some cases you may win, some cases you may lose, but money talks. Everybody walks. Let's start with the money situation. That's what they do. They will haggle and argue. Um, and that's guess what? Now it's time for us to do it. It's time to start hitting them in the money books. Uh, it's time to start suing because we get offended. Stanford University came out. One of a new harmful word that's harmful to people is the word American. You don't like being an American? I'm sure China will tolerate all your ideas and free thinking. No, you can't use the word liberal anymore to describe these people. They're leftists. I say a leftist, communist, fascist, because using the word liberal means that you respect an individual thought and beliefs. The leftists will only respect your thoughts and belief if they agree with it. If they don't agree with it, they'll call you a bigot and everything else in the book and say they're offended and need their safe place to cry. Your safe place is in China. I'm sure the Chinese love to hear you crying in that little cell. Yes, I said it. You don't like it. Sue me. I'm sure you will sooner or later. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I will speak my mind. That's what the freedom of speech is for. I do not preach hate. I do not preach anything like that. What I do preach is that we have a United States Constitution that big tech, like YouTube, will censor us because it doesn't conform with the government. The last government that had the media censoring people? Nazi Germany. Congratulations, YouTube. You fall in the same category as Stalin's Russia, Nazi Germany, Cuba, Venezuela. And you're proud that you fall under that category. History will show which side you're on freedom. And they say, yeah, the victors write the history, but sooner or later, everything is revealed. Truth is always revealed. Doesn't matter if it takes 5 years or 10 years, and your legacy, where people may think you're great, will start cursing your name. Just remember that. I mean, look at American history. Watch, statues of all these presidents and stuff, and now they're being taken down because, oh my God, that president enslaved, so we can't have his statue up. Hate to tell you this. There was slaves long before America was discovered. And not just in Europe, all over the world. Don't believe me? Read some history. Not indoctrination, but actual history. Read it. You'll find out everybody owns slaves at one point or another in every culture. And it wasn't just the Americans. Remember, the Portuguese were the only ones who went into Africa and actually captured people. All the other European nations did business with the other African tribes. And that's part of history, whether you want to admit it or not. And with that being said, I'm sure someone's got offended because I taught them history. Well, I'm offended that you didn't learn history, so maybe I should sue you. And I'm going to start spreading that around. I mean, I already tell people, go to these school boards, go to these council. Most politicians who are elected have to have a bond against them. And if they're not doing their legal rights or not being legally, even if they somehow manage to get past the investigation, they still have to pay back that money when there's an investigation. Hit them in the money books. Even if you can't get them out of office, you're taking away the money for them to campaign the following year. You're taking away money. Let's start putting bonds out against them. I did a whole video on it. I'll redo that video again or re-put it up again and have a description of what you do. But surety bonds. Start making claims against those bonds. Because even though nothing may show up, because someone may side with them, they still have to pay that back at the investigation and stuff. How much money can they afford to lose before they can't run? Or it becomes too much that the Democrats say this is a liability because, or any other political party say it's a liability to keep endorsing them because we're losing money. Like I said, money talks. So let's use those tactics in this new year of 2023. We have 2 whole years for another president to get elected, a third of the senators, and the House of Representatives. Let's start hitting the people we want out. Let's start hitting them in the pocketbook. Let's start hitting them in their wallets. Make their campaign money go bye-bye when they have to keep paying back when you're putting claims against them on their bonds because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing as per their oath of office. And like I said, school boards, city councils, county commission, even House of Representatives, senators, pretty much anybody who gets elected. Hey, that's just my opinion. What's your opinion? Like, share, subscribe. Any comments in the comment box? Put them in there. And for those who, one final note, for those who think you can't run because you're not part of the elite, school board people were elected, regular parents, because they got tired of the system. And they wanted, the Democrats and the other establishment people wanted the audits of votes and stuff because they lost. And it wasn't elite people winning this time. Saying, oh, these parents and these people don't know anything about how to run a government or a county or how to run a school board or anything like that. It's already happening. And when you want to take apart a system, for instance, when you, let's say a Jenga, when you're playing Jenga, do you pull the bottom part out? No, because you know that's going to fall. You always pull somewhere closer to the top because you know that has a better chance of not falling. So if you want to tear it down, don't shoot the person at the top. Go for the bottom. The ones that can make local laws that can influence and bigger laws later on. You know, you want to make the election system secure? Go for the city and counties. They're the ones who make the decisions in the state. Don't go for the big shots in the House of Representatives or the senators locally and work your way up. That's how we're going to change things. Unless it's a full-blown revolution. So, once again, I am Kelton, one of the members of the Brothers of Liberty. And I'm always here to remind you what true freedom is and ought to be.